Hello, 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 ladies. Sherry Anderson here, and happy to have you back to the Quit My 9 to 5 challenge. I hope you ladies had an amazing weekend, had time to spend with family or do the things that you're most passionate about, because the weekend is usually the time when, if you're in your 9 to 5, that's when you have your freedom. So I hope you guys spent your time well and doing the things that you are most passionate about. And I hope you had a great weekend. But we are getting this week started off on the right foot, and we are talking about and looking to see if you're ready to end your double business life once and for all. And today we are going to continue on this path of quitting your 9 to 5. So this is training video 3. And I'm going to be talking about how to become one of the most visible persons in your space. So the first challenge in your super challenge, that is where we're going to begin, because remember, there's 3 parts to your super challenge. But the first challenge that you're going to create is all about becoming one of the most visible persons in your space. And that's really what this first challenge is about. And it begins with getting everyone's attention. You want to come out as a leader. You have to get visible. You have to build that audience. You have to build that engagement and get out there, put your challenge out there so that people take notice of you. It's all about being up there, like in the picture, standing out and being a little bit different and being very clear in what you do and who you support and who you help. So this first challenge that you're creating is the attention getter. It's all about getting the attention of people around you, those ideal clients. The next challenge is all going to be all about the problem solver. And the last one is the matchmaker. So, but this presentation today is all about the attention getter and what that super challenge, what this first challenge of your super challenge, how you're going to get the attention of those ideal clients. So if your ideal clients in your space don't know who you are today, they will by the end of your first challenge. And there are really 7 key decisions you need to make to ensure your challenge succeeds in getting attention. The first thing you have to determine is what kind of challenge should you run? How long should you run the challenge? Where should you run the challenge? When you should run the challenge? How you will increase your reach and become visible? What your call to action should be, and how you will make this challenge so amazingly worthwhile they participate in the next one. So these are really the things that we need to think about when we're putting together this attention getter challenge. The kind of challenge that you should create is really about determining just what you should be focusing on as far as your ideal clients. What do they really desire and need? And what kind of challenge should you run? So your attention getter, it should really follow a popular challenge format, something that people are familiar with, and be centered on an exciting topic that your ideal clients are very interested in. What is something that people are interested in your space that you can be a go-to expert in? Right now, Facebook Lives are really popular. So are just like if you're a coach, another one that I'm seeing a lot of challenges on identifying your ideal client or setting up your freebie and creating lead magnets. Things like that are really popular in the coaching space right now. But the number one thing that you're going to find is that you have to have a catchy title. It has to talk about the results, because that's what's going to get people's attention. And you need to make sure that your challenge evokes feelings of hope. Because let me tell you, out there in the business world, 80% of all startups fail. So more than likely, when you are getting out there, you have to remember that 80% of the people that you're getting in front of more than likely are struggling in their business, and they're looking for that ray of hope, something to say, oh my goodness, this is something new. This is something that I can learn. This is something that I can go, that I can implement, or this is something I can do in my life to make a change. They're looking for hope. They're struggling. They're in pain. So we want to make sure that this attention getter really brings hope to the forefront of your ideal clients. Now, how long should you run the challenge? Your attention getter should be viewed as your appetizer. As such, it should be a short and sweet event. And typically this would be your 3 to 5 days. And I think 5 is, in my opinion, is really the ideal duration for most challenges. So, excuse me, whatever you feel would be best, but 3 to 5 days, it gets people the chance to get to know you and grab their attention and participate. And just like you said, this is the appetizer. They're starting to get to know you. Some people, all they need is the appetizer, and they're ready to hop on board and start working with you. And others, they need to go on to the main course. But it's all about building those relationships, and this is just the beginning. Now, where should you run your challenge? And if you don't know me by now, my social media platform of choice is Facebook. And in the past few years, Facebook has surpassed every social media platform as the premier online marketing space. And very soon, I wouldn't be surprised if it'll be said, if you're not marketing on Facebook, you're not marketing online. Facebook has just become so huge that it's hard for anyone else to compete. Now, don't get me wrong, there are niches and other places, other social media platforms where niches are where your niche might be located that might be a better fit. But just know that your niche, it is on Facebook. Even if it's located and there's on some other social media platforms, your niche can be found on Facebook. Every niche can be found on Facebook. Now, decision 4 that you have to think about, when should you run your challenge? We want to try and avoid holidays and popular vacation seasons when people aren't really focused on their business. And you want to run your challenge when your calendar is clear, or clear enough that you can focus and be present and completely in and dedicated to your challenge. And I would recommend don't start on a Monday if you're running a 5-day challenge. If you're running a 5-day challenge, I say this because at the end of on the 5th day, you start on Monday, you have lessons on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and guess what? You're making your offer on Friday. And you have open cart on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday. But you're open carting at a time when people are not focused on their business, more than likely. So we want to make sure that if you're running a 5-day challenge, I would start it either on a Wednesday or a Thursday. You can give people the opportunity to have a break on the weekend or go through the weekend, but make sure your offer falls on a weekday so that you get more eyes on your offer. Because when your offer falls on a weekend, it may or may not get seen. Now, the 5th decision that you need to make, how will you increase your reach? The best ways to increase your reach on Facebook are to create a Facebook group, participating in Facebook groups where your ideal clients are at, creating a Facebook business page, and running Facebook ads. Now, let me talk a little bit about Facebook ads, because I know this topic has come up during this challenge. And running Facebook ads can be tricky when you're just getting started. So I'm not trying to discourage you from running Facebook ads, don't get me wrong. But if you don't have an audience built up, it can be tricky to nail your ideal client audience just by going in and picking the parameters. What I suggest is going in, grow your Facebook group or your Facebook business page up to about 200 people. Then you can create lookalike audiences based upon the people who've already liked your business page. And by doing that, you will have a targeted group, and some of those people will have already may already recognize your business because they've liked it. So they're not completely cold leads. They would be warm. So that's just one tip I wanted to give you there. Now, what should your call to action be during this first challenge? And your answer will depend on the first 5 decisions you've already made. However, the call needs to be simple and obvious. A few options would be a low-ticket item or trial service. Maybe an invitation to learn more about you, join your group, follow your business page, etc. It might be just a free thing that you put out there after this first challenge, or a pre-invitation to participate in the upcoming challenge. This first challenge is really about starting to build the relationship, because to be honest with you, the first challenge you may or may not get clients from, but it's about the relationships that you're building so that when the next challenge comes around, that they're excited, they're looking forward to it. They felt like, oh my goodness, I've learned so much from this first challenge. I can't wait to see what the next challenge is. And then finally, the 7th decision that you need to make, how do you make your challenge amazingly worthwhile? What's your secret sauce? Your secret sauce is you. The number one reason your ideal clients will participate in your challenges and eventually become paying clients is because they believe in you. So make sure you showcase yourself and your unique abilities. There's so much knowledge, there's so many facts, there's so much information out there online. Anyone can go out and look up the information, but what they want to buy is you. They want to support you. They want to they want to look up. They look up to you. You become their expert. You become the person that they want to be. Now you want to make sure that you share of yourself, your situations, your story, and be your unique self. All your quirkiness, all of your little things that make you you, the things that maybe you're a little hesitant about, that you're shy about, that you're insecure about, those are the things that people will be drawn to. You would be so surprised. People have insecurities about different things. And I know I have friends who have accents and they're so nervous about their accents, but guess what? The accent is what ends up drawing those clients to them, like, oh, I just love your accent. And so, I mean, it's just little things like that, things that we see as being negative ends up being a huge positive in making us different than the competition. Or not necessarily the competition. It's not the competition. It's different from those that might be in your industry. So, your most critical success factor is, even if you make all the right decisions for your challenge, it can be a huge failure if it's not run well. And for this cause, running your challenge well is the most critical success factor. And this is something you can easily do if you build the challenge before you run it. We don't want to get caught in the trap of where we're like daily trying to get everything done so that it's ready either for that day or the next day, and putting all the pressure on us and the overwhelm. And I mean, who wants to be in stressed out, running crazy mode? I know I don't, and I work with my clients to make sure that you're never in that stressed out, overwhelmed phase. I am, for lack of a better word, I am a planner, I am a strategist, and I am not going to put myself in a position to ever be completely overwhelmed in my business. And I don't want that for you either. So the 7 phases of an effective challenge, I'm going to bring this back out from, I think it was day 1 maybe. The first thing you do is create an irresistible offer. Then you choose the right challenge. You design the challenge. Then you start building the pieces of the challenge. Now, while you're building the pieces of the challenge, you can start promoting the challenge. And then as you're after you're done promoting, you run the challenge. And at the end of the challenge, you make your offer. It's really that simple. And if you do these things, you will be successful in your challenge. We just want to make sure that you give yourself enough time to build the challenge, to design it, to build it, and to promote it before you run the challenge. So we want to make sure that you have enough time. But personally, I can build challenges really, really quickly. I can build them in a week. But when you have so much knowledge and information inside of you, it just comes pouring out naturally. You'd be surprised when you peel back the onion what you really know that maybe you take for granted that other people would be super excited to learn about. So sometimes we just have to look a little deeper within ourselves to really bring out the best and to build those challenges and that knowledge is within you. So it's a matter of pulling that information out of you and putting it into a challenge format so that everyone can learn and grow from you. And a few final tips about your attention getter is this is your opportunity to make a major impression on your space. You want to hit a home run. And you need to have hundreds of eyes on your challenge to get the results you need. So I would recommend that you don't launch until you've established a formidable reach. So it can be before you start your super challenge, you want to have a foundation built up of, maybe 100 people in a Facebook group or so. Maybe, I think I ran my first challenge, I had about 80 people in my group, but it's something. But see, then I didn't run another one right after that. So it was really just, a traditional challenge that I ran, but it helped build up my my group. But here's the thing. We want to make sure that you have enough of an audience so that you can start really maybe doing surveys to them so that you can find out exactly what they want and need and what their pain points are so that you can service them best and create the perfect challenge for your audience. So that is what we had to talk about for the attention getter for your first challenge, the appetizer, the things that, the challenge that's going to get them interested and maybe purchase a low ticket item from you, or maybe even do a sample test run of something that you have to offer. So now be on the lookout for training video number 4 tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. in your email inbox. And it is going to be about how to be recognized as one of the top experts in your industry. So it's all about the problem solver tomorrow. You are going to solve your ideal client's biggest problem. So I can't wait to jump into that information with you. I will be going live in the Facebook group tonight at 8 p.m. So just be on the lookout. I would love to see you there live. Be on the lookout also for the post in the group with your daily question, and make sure you comment on it, because if you comment on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 5, if you comment on the question post in the group each day, you will be eligible for a $100 Amazon gift card. So there will be a lucky winner. The more of you that participate, the better. And even if you haven't answered all the questions from day 1, day 2 yet, go back and put your thoughts and comments on those, that you can still be entered into the drawing if you comment for each day of the challenge. So go in there, comment, and be entered to win a $100 gift card. And I will see you ladies in the group, and look forward to answering any questions that you have at 8 p.m. tonight.